Where is it? Do you see it? It's up? All right, hold on. Let me see. What's going on, y'all? Just checking the live. Make sure it works. It's working. It was our internet issue. It had nothing to do with the feds. I saw y'all were all concerned. Had nothing to do with the feds. I think, let's hope so, okay? Soon as I start uttering the J-E-W-S word, J-E-W-S. Yeah. What y'all say? He's my Lord and King, J-E-W-S. All right, so listen, I'm just sharing the new link. Here is our new link to everyone, but we should be good to go. Make sure there's no stuttering. You guys can hear, you can see, you're not having any issues. Let me know, okay? Because I'm just sharing the link right now. Again, I apologize. It was just a false alarm. Our internet shut down. Everybody got affected in this office, and so we had to shut down everything, reboot the internet, and it came back up, okay? I think it was a payment issue because Shek went outside real quick. You know what I'm saying? I was like, did you pay the bill? Did you pay the bill? You know what I'm saying? So here we go. New live stream right now. All right, y'all, I have to start over, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it real quick. All right, so real quick, we're definitely going to be talking about Druski hosting the BET Awards. Also going to be talking about 50 Cent's alleged RICO, okay? His ex-VP is coming out to expose him via a lawsuit. She's alleging all types of harassment and criminal activity. Everything that Diddy, they said Diddy did. They saying he did too. But we already know that. We ain't have no proof. But now she coming out to say it. She worked with him 12 years. Why would she lie? I don't know. We'll figure it out, okay? We're going to go through the lawsuit, all right? Also going to be discussing Coach Stormy Wellington. An order has came down for that. T.S. Madison's partner in crime, Dominique Morgan, was sentenced on April 29th. We got an update on that. Also got an update on D.L. Whisper. He did call in and he spoke to one of my producers about his current situation, so we're going to be playing that. Also, we're going to be discussing Alexis Skyy's new business venture, who, in my opinion, kind of touches some federal offenses, if this is what's going on, okay? We're gonna unwind it all right? You guys know that we have to pay the bills by allowing the sponsors to go ahead and share screen time with me to get to you guys, and so pay attention to our sponsors. That is why we are not asking for donations, okay? And yeah, we got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means Boldly Raise a Glass too. We'll be right back after the break. Let's go.
When we're stressed out about anything, including debt, there's so many other detriments to our lives, our health, our family, our friends, all can see it on us. And then when you become debt-free, you can start focusing on things that truly make you happy. It really is true happiness. I've had many individuals make up with family members after going through bankruptcy because they don't have the stress. It really changes your mindset, and it allows you to have the freedom, the mental freedom, to take care of what's really important. And I certainly recommend it for everybody because, as we all know, life is too short.
We don't get enough liquid D3. We don't get enough vitamin D. And so I personally have to supplement this particular vitamin D that I travel with all the time, and I make sure that I never run out of, is 10,000 IUs gluten-free vegetarian, as a vitamin E and vitamin C base, okay? And so it's very highly absorbable. There are some fantastic reviews on shoptkdeals.com of women who claim that they couldn't even lift their arms. And by taking vitamin D3, which helps your body to absorb calcium, and the calcium feeds the bones, they can now raise their arms, they're less pain and things like that. This is Bilal part 4 right now.
I believe so.
You are right now in the heat of a serious legal battle between you and Jada Pinkett.
Yes.
I did not think it was gonna make it that far.
Nobody.
Because, you know, celebrities have certain privileges and protections.
I have a bunch of information that is not acceptable for court. I do have sexual videos. I do have phone calls. I'm saying this with no alleged or anything, and there's many other tapes that I have.
Why hasn't she sued you back? She said she was gonna sue you.
She said that the lawyers told her not to. Of course they told you not to sue me, because you have no merit. I dare anybody, Jada, Will, Tyrese, Alfonso, there are other more celebrities in the book, and man, I wish one of y'all, because they know I'm willing to die.
You describing Will
Tasha, damn.
I thought that's what you said in the interview. I'm not crazy, but loud.
Okay, so are there tapes that exist? The tape that exists, Will is.
All right, that Bilal video interview is dropping tonight on TashaKLive.com right after this show, okay? So make sure you do have your subscriptions updated. It is part 4, and it is just every time I'm asking Shaq to call a lawyer. Every time, okay? Don't forget, guys, we're also sponsored in part by Inez Elizabeth Beauty, my favorite dark spot corrector drops, okay? Made by a black woman with glycolic acid, hydrolonic acid, and kojic acid, so it lights up dark marks. Don't put it all over your face because then it's gonna turn some parts lighter than others. You only wanna use it as spot treatment. That's why the bottle's so small. You don't need a lot. Don't go out in the sun after you use it. Make sure you use sunscreen and things like that because it is very, very strong and it works very fast, okay? Made by a black woman, InezElizabethBeauty.com, InezElizabethBeauty.com. We'll be linking this black-owned product below in the description box as well as in the comment section, okay? And please do me a favor, guys. Please make sure you are subscribed. Please, everybody is getting unsubscribed and things like that, and we're noticing that. Just double check that you are subscribed so that you can participate in this show and get notifications, all right? Now, real quick, before we got our internet got shut off because Shaq ain't paid the bill, we were talking about Druski, and I'm going to move through it real fast just in case you guys are coming back in, and you've seen this before, but for the new people, welcome. Okay, so Druski has been selected to host and save this year's BET Awards, okay? And so he's saying what we've been saying and thinking for a long time, that it has drastically gone down. Talent has gone down. The attire has gone down. There's no black excellence. Nobody to look up to. And so the old school, the OGs and, the aunties have been keeping it going, like the Mary J. Blige's and the Busta Rhymes and stuff, when Busta Rhymes ain't busting his ex-assistant in the mouth and stuff like that. But for the most part, they holding it down. I mean, I just read the lawsuit and he settled with his ex-assistant, Busta Rhymes, for hitting him in the mouth. And I said, why would he hit a grown man in the mouth that's his assistant, chef, and all this stuff? What was this married man doing up over there? Because the man is married too. It just gave domestic violence. It just gave relationship. But I can't prove it, although I do know by way of my late friend who passed away, who was a outwardly gay man. He said, according to him, that him and Busta Rhymes had a relationship. So that's just what he said, okay? He ain't here. We can ask him from the grave, but, I can't confirm or deny that, but that's what he told me, and he ain't never lied. He did my hair for years. Shout out to Willie. Okay, now, I don't know how that came up in there, but back to Druski. So Druski is hosting this year's BET Awards, and I'm looking forward to that because he's enacting a dress code, and I hope that they put these on the invitations when they start to send them out, that you can't wear this. Maybe start doing something that that the Met Gala does, which is a sign, attire, a dress code, so that we don't get thongs and booties and nipples out. And this is supposed to celebrate everything about black people, and all we're seeing is coochie on our screens. But here he go. Congratulations to Druski. Jasmine, go ahead and run that back real quick before we get
What's up? It's Druski, your host for the BET Awards 2026. I told BET if I'm hosting, we're gonna do this my way. Rule number 1, Jamie Foxx, take that big ass hat off. Rule number 2, Sexy Red, no leggings, rompers, or bodysuits. We don't need no wrestlers. No wrestlers on the red carpet. Black suit and tie. Rule number 3, YNs, take the ski mask off, man. Stop it. Rule number 4, mega pastors. Listen, I know y'all on my back right now. I've been getting the DMs and the threats. Just leave it up to God. Leave it up to God. We're gonna lock them doors. They can't nobody get out. Welcome to the 2026 BET.
Welcome. Hopefully, I'm going to watch. Like I said, they should have been allowing digital personalities who bring the views. They started using them when they had Castanet, like I said, streaming backstage during the show before our internet went off, because it just makes sense. But the thing is, it's like the new age digital personalities have to know our aunties and uncles as well as new talent. You gotta be well vested in your situation, in your craft. Because like when Kai didn't know who Wale was, I get it, but at the same time, I don't get it, bro. I was just like, and Wale went back all insecure, seeking validations, and you hurt my feelings. You got a whole fan base out here. He wasn't even born, sir, when you came out with music. Stop the cap. Okay, he's the same age my daughter. Stop it. All right, so congratulations to Druski. I'm going to be watching and reviewing, and let's hope we got some black excellence come across the stage, okay? And I do want to see a lot more African artists over there like Thames and people like that because, you know, they are pretty much holding it down. And to our American black artists, get it together. Period. Who we got? I'll wait. Right, okay? All right, guys. Don't forget, happy hour. I read your questions later on in the show. Email me. They're coming right to my desk. unWineWithTashaK@gmail.com. I am unlicensed and untrained like Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Okay? And I'm going to give you my very, very best advice. So email me, unWineWithTashaK@gmail.com. Who's next, Jasmine? Who we got? Kanye! Say F the JEWS. You guys know I can't curse or mention JEWS. And it was very strange how I mentioned JEWS by full word. And please, if you can spell, if you can read, you understand what I'm saying. My internet went out. You think they know the studio address, Jasmine? Nah, I think we good. You think we good? Okay, well, you know, they didn't want his money. They said come pick up his money. They shut down his website. They cut his Adidas deal and still tried to sell his Yeezys without him. He ended up winning that. Sold out Sophie Stadium. Had 1 million people in the queue. Only like 60,000 people got to see that show. So he made $33 million in 2 days. Okay, that is more than any artist I know. I mean, that's what people work for on a 35-city tour. You understand what I'm saying? 33 million, all he needed was 2 more shows. He would have outdid, you know, the slave tours around here, okay? He ain't got to do all that. And so UK has shut him down. Denied him a visa. He was supposed to open the Wireless Fest. The Wireless Fest was questioned by the politicians in the UK saying, why would you allow somebody who, don't like the JEWS and participates in hate speech to perform? And they said, well, he sells tickets. He sells tickets. What do you want us to do? What more do you want from me? We need money around here, okay? And the state could use the money by way of taxes because, you know, UK takes about 30 to 40% of taxes anyway off the top. So why would you want to turn that down? Who's in charge? Where are we going to get this money? So he got turned down by several European countries. And so he got on the phone with Albania. And Albania said, we can use a little money. Hey, baby, it's hot in here. It's real hot. I can't because it's on 26. You got it locked. Yeah. So, sorry, y'all. I just got real hot. And it's coffee too, so that don't help. But Albania said they can use the tourism, and so they are currently right now using Kanye's money because he got it to build a 60,000 seat stadium to host all of the people from the UK and European Union in Albania. So Albania is going to make some money. This is like a World Cup event. It's coming down. So I just love how he like defies the laws and don't break the law and just goes around the law. It's like, okay, y'all don't want my money? I'll take it here. Albania will make this money. And I guarantee you, all those Europeans that were supposed to spend that money in Europe are going to spend it in Albania. So shout out to all the Albanians. I'm going to be watching this stream live on television because I'm sure that Trump and the JEWSs will figure out a way to create a war with them. We'll be like, now how Albania get in this? What'd they do? What happened? Huh? Why all of a sudden we fight with Albania? Congratulations, Kanye. Moving on. Coach Stormy, an order has came down, okay? Let me pull up this order. Y'all remember in February of this year, well, you don't because it came out just recently because somebody leaked her court situation, I believe. And so she should be penalized for just speaking. What happened? It went out again? What's going on with the internet? All right, in Bigo. Turn off Bigo. Okay. Who else do we need to end? X? Hold on for a second, y'all. Am I back? Okay. This is a very bad user experience. Okay, so what was the last thing they heard, Jasmine? Before it went out? All right, cool. So back to Stormy Wellington, okay? So, you know, she helped TLC make a lot of money. TLC got fined. They had all types of issues coming down. Don't quote me on it. You know what I'm saying? But I do know they had some issues, and I was told personally that they blamed her for it. And so that's the reason why she left. And of course, some of the products had THC derivatives in it, and a lot of people that was taking them was coming up, their piss test was coming up hot, and they was losing jobs by taking these vitamins that she claimed to help her lose weight, but she stays on a doctor's table, okay? I don't think she's ever lost weight in her life. A low vibrational doctor's table, okay? So it's, this was, I guess, a secret. She didn't come out to let us know that she was in trouble by the FTC by leading her viewers on just to inflate her pockets and other companies' pockets and things like that. And so she has been ordered, okay, to not use deceptive practices, and they're even taking it a step further. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and pull up this order. I read it this morning. I said, damn, Coach Stormy, damn. Okay? Hold on, let me get what they said. So they said, let me pull it up. Okay? Let me pull it up. All right. So the FTC's settlement with Stormy Wellington is now officially entered as a federal court order. Okay, in an order entered on April 14, 2026, Chief Judge Cecilia M. Altanega approved the stipulated permanent injunction and other relief in the Federal Trade Commission versus Stormy Wellington, making the deal enforceable as a court order in the Southern District of Florida. The order says Wellington neither admits or denies the FTC's allegation except as to jurisdiction, but agrees to broad forward-looking restrictions. Most importantly, she is now permanently barred from misrepresenting earnings, claims in connection with any business venture, including multi-level marketing businesses or scams, okay? That includes misleading claims about how much participants are likely to make, how much others actually earn, why participants do not make substantial money, and other material facts about the venture. The order also says that Wellington cannot make any earnings representation unless it is non-misleading, backed at the time by written substantiation and supported by proof that the claimed earnings are typical for participants, which means she got to tell the truth. She can't be like inflating saying that, I know personally you are going to make this. She can't say that because every business is different. Not everybody has the same hustle. Not everybody makes the same amount of money. You cannot state that as a fact at all. And what that does is that urges people to act on it because they think if she's so sure about this, I know that I'm going to make this. But they said, given their investigation and to all of her clients, less than, I don't even think more than 10 have made over 5 figures. At all. So the mere fact that she's telling people, oh, I can make you $1 million, you can make 6 figures by doing this, and she's charging them $10,000 to fly on her private jet, to watch her eat a high vibrational plate. Okay, cool. Now also, this is where it gets good. Okay? This is where it gets good. She also must make the evidence available upon request to participants, prospective participants, and the FTC. Now, one of the most notable provisions in this notice of requirement is, okay, within 7 days of this order entry, Stormy must email a corrective notice to everyone in her downline using the subject line, important, notice regarding deceptive earnings claims from Stormy Wellington. So she has to email everybody that she has ever done business with, ever solicited to, okay? The required notice tells participants that the FTC alleged she made misleading and unsupported earning claims and that going forward she cannot make misleading claims about total life changes, pharmacy, or other similar opportunities. The order also imposes long-term compliance obligations. Stormy must provide an acknowledgement of the receipt of this order within 7 days, submit a sworn compliance report after 1 year, report certain changes for 15 years. 15 years she has to report certain changes and maintain records for up to 15 years, retaining each such record for 5 years. So she got to keep all of her records, all of her communication. This is what she signed, okay? The FTC also gets strong monitoring rights, which means they can audit her at any time, including the ability to seek documents, sworn reports, depositions, and other discovery without further leave of the court. We got a few of her victims that we're going to interview because I want to know what the hell she was saying down there to get them to do this. This is crazy. They ain't nobody made no money? No money? How they doing in the chat? They following this? Oh, Lord Jesus. My gosh. I know how it is, Stormy. Listen, I empathize with you, child. I'm being dragged into court every chance I get, child. Every time I look left, I'm in the court. I look right, I'm in the court. I look front and center, I'm in the court. So I get it. Them white folks are all in your paperwork, all in your business. All in your business. And it ain't fair to us black women that really work hard. Well, they say you wasn't working hard. They said you was out here lying. But anyway, don't forget, guys, Bilal. Bilal's interview part 4 is dropping tonight on TashaKLive.com. Please have them subscriptions ready because this interview, you already know how Bilal comes, okay? You already know how he comes. Yeah, he can talk to everybody else, but you know our interviews be different. Don't nobody do no Tasha K interview but Tasha K. Period, okay? I'm asking what they don't want to ask. Please double check and make sure you are subscribed to this video. Please, that would mean a lot to us because a lot of people are getting unsubscribed. And please take the moment right now to like this video or dislike this video, okay? We only got 626 likes and almost 4,000 people watching. So show us some support by liking, guys. We're not taking donations anymore. Okay? I love you guys. All right, moving on. Don't forget my email is open, ready to receive questions on your love, life, health, unWineWithTashaK@gmail.com. I'm going to read the questions after the break before we get into Alexis Skyy scamming and Dominique Morgan going to prison, T.S. Madison's partner in crime, and 50 Cent's RICO. Who's next, Jasmine? Huh? Oh, we're going to break right now? What about the unlicensed, untrained, unprofessional therapist? Yeah, let's do her now. I know we was cutting the video, and they had to wait for me, so let me give them a little longer before we bring the advertisers back in, okay? All right, y'all. All right. So, did I lie? Didn't I tell you this heifer was not licensed? You got it? Is it ready? Please tell me it's ready, Slang. You over there eating and we need content. Where the video? Where the audio?
I told y'all, put it, Jenny. You want to take this? It's next to the...
Look at me yelling at them back here, y'all. I'm like, where my damn content at, bro?
Next to the phone call.
Sorry, y'all. We just a little unprofessional today. Is it Friday the 13th? Or it's the first of the month? Everything due. It's the first of the month, so I'll take it. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to tell y'all what numbers to play, too, because we done had a couple winos win. I gave 433 last show on Wednesday. Then I forgot the other number that I gave, and so I got another number that I dreamt about. I'm going to give y'all a little later on the show to go play for cash 3, okay? So I'm only getting 3 numbers. If I start getting 4, I'll give you 4, but I'm only getting 3 for now, and I really get a lot when I'm on that herb. You feel me? Like, I just be all numbers. Oh, this number, 262, 266. I just be, you know what I'm saying? Y'all winning. Y'all are winning. I said, Jack, we're going to have to do a lottery segment. We ain't going to win down here, but I'm just going to give them my lucky numbers that I think would win, okay? So, we ready, Jasmine? All right, so Cheyenne Bryant, we're not addressing her as a doctor because apparently she was awarded a doctorate from some college that is no longer open in California. Also, I've told y'all that this woman was a closeted gay woman by default, meaning she doesn't want to be gay. The only reason she's gay is because of the caliber of men that don't want her, okay? Also, she is, I don't know, I don't think she's wife material. She's like one of those women that, imagine being in a relationship with somebody that thinks they know everything. That's a tad bit, that's what narcissism is. You know that, right? That's what it is, okay? And that know how to say the right things, and they manipulate you to make you feel like something's wrong with you, but the entire time, something wrong with this home. It's projection. I told y'all taking dating advice from the wrong people that ain't even been in a relationship longer than 3 days to tell you how a partner's at. They can only tell you about them. I told you, I said, listen, we've looked for the credentials. We can't find them. All of this stuff is public information. Public information. Now, she was on Joe Budden's show. Not only did she admit to both dating men and women, and I told y'all she was gay by default, okay? Not because she wanted to be gay, it's because of, the men that don't want her, okay? And also, she revealed this tidbit. I guess she's trying to get in front of it because maybe somebody got some information that was going to come out and blast a lot of this because the grifting could only go on for so long. But go ahead, Doc.
No longer practice under a license. Right now I'm in private practice, I'm saying. And that's what people don't understand, right? So just to educate some folks a little bit.
Hello, my name is Dr. RICO Martin. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, professor of sciences, and podcast host who specializes in Black health and well-being. And I want to break down a clip from the Joe Budden podcast.
No longer practice under a license. Right now I'm in private practice, I'm saying. And that's what people don't understand, right? So just to educate some folks a little bit.
Hello, my name is Dr. RICO Martin.
Okay, where's her full video? Where she talked about it. She said that she was unlicensed, untrained, unprofessional. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant said on Joe Budden's podcast, co-hosted, that she decided the only reason she needs to carry a license, which she don't, is to accept insurance. Other than that, she can practice without a license because it allows her to do a little bit more and she doesn't have to answer the boards and things like that. I was told personally there was no board because she never went to school that far. Now, what you're about to hear is a woman. We could have played her video, though. I just didn't want to play Joe Budden's content because he would have struck it. But as far as the woman here who is a licensed therapist, we'll start it from the beginning and let you hear from somebody who is licensed, and she will break this down for me. Because, 3 years in the 9th grade, what do I know, Let's let the trained professionals handle it. Let's go.
No longer practice under a license. Right now I'm in private practice, I'm saying. And that's what people don't understand, right? So just to educate some folks a little bit.
Hello, my name is Dr. RICO Martin. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, professor of sciences, and podcast host who specializes in Black health and well-being. And I want to break down a clip from the Joe Budden podcast featuring someone who presents herself as Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. But before we dive in, I want to make something incredibly clear. Having a doctorate does not mean someone is a licensed mental health professional. You can have a doctorate in literature and be unlicensed, and you are still a doctor. You can have a doctorate in education and hold an LPC, being a licensed professional counselor, and you are a licensed mental health professional, and you are still a doctor, but your doctorate is not in psychology. When evaluating anyone's credentials, it's really critical to look at two things: what their doctorate is actually in, and whether they hold a relevant clinical license. In this case, the person you're about to hear from is unlicensed. I'm going to break down why that matters and why this particular message is harmful, especially to the Black community that she claims to be serving and that I actually serve.
A license is really only needed so you can bill insurance.
That is incredibly misleading. Yes, you do need a license to bill insurance, but that is not why licensure exists. Licensure protects you. It means I have completed specific education and supervised clinical hours, passed rigorous exams, and I'm accountable to a regulatory board. If I breach confidentiality, if I cross ethical boundaries or harm you, you have somewhere to file a complaint and be sure that I'm held accountable. A license is not paperwork just for billing. It's a consumer protection. When someone drops or loses or no longer has a license, they're not solely avoiding the insurance hassle. They're also removing your recourse if something goes terribly wrong.
Not binded by BBS, the behavior board science rules and regulations and ethics. And so it just opened up a whole nother, floor in industry for me.
And she's also saying this like it's a good thing. I want to state something really important. Ethics codes exist to protect you from exploitation and boundary violation and providers practicing outside of their competence. When someone celebrates being free from ethical oversight, I want you to think of that as a red flag, a flashing one. It's a warning sign because those rules exist because real harm happens when they're not in place. So celebrating that you don't have to be accountable to that should be concerning to you.
As a therapist, two things. You can obviously make what you deserve because therapy is real. We're giving everything we have in there. And we're unpacking shit and we're helping you process through things. So it's not us sitting there where if you're an effective therapist saying, tell me more. You should be unpacking. And you should be able to take somebody and drive with them to their goal.
And here's another thing. She keeps calling herself a therapist, and in most states, that's actually illegal without a license. You cannot legally use the title therapist or provide psychotherapy without licensure. What she's describing now is coaching, and coaching and therapy are fundamentally different. Coaches help with goals and accountability. Therapists are trained to diagnose and treat mental health conditions, trauma and depression and suicidality and psychosis. If someone with untreated bipolar disorder or PTSD thinks they're getting therapy from a coach, they're going to be seriously harmed. These are actual conditions that go undiagnosed and untreated, especially within the Black community.
My clients, the truth is that in order to bill insurance, I have to diagnose you. And you only get about 6 weeks. In order for me to get 6 more weeks approval, guess what?
Are they following this?
This frames diagnosis as something imposed on you solely for insurance purposes, and that's backwards. A diagnosis isn't a billing trick. It's clinically meaningful information that guides treatment. And the 6 weeks claim is also not accurate across the board. Now, I'm not saying that we should not be addressing insurance because we need to rise up when it comes to insurance authorizations, like we very much do. That is a different video. But insurance authorizations vary widely by plan, diagnosis, and medical necessity. Many people receive months of years of covered therapy. And she's also making it sound like licensure forces short-term diagnosis-driven care. And that's just simply not how it works as someone who is actually a licensed mental health professional.
Majority of people who know that in order to bill insurance as a therapist or a physician or a psychologist, psychiatrist, you have to diagnose. So what do they rather do? Pay out of pocket.
That's what I do.
And so when I realized that, I thought, well, okay, it may create a gap within our community, our Black community, who can't afford health care or afford mental health services.
I hear the concern and the access problem is real. Her solution, unregulated, unlicensed coaching, isn't the answer. And there are a wealth of licensed Black therapists, he, she, and they, Black-owned practices, sliding scale clinics, community mental health centers doing this work with their licensure intact, keeping their credentials because their clients deserve protection. The solution to healthcare access gaps.
All right, so listen, I mean, shout out to this sister. Shout out to this sister. Like, for real. She did her thing. I'm going to link her below so that y'all can book her. I'm also going to link another sister below. You know who's licensed? Somebody that I personally know. Nurse practitioner Bianca, okay? With Elevated Minds Behavioral Health provides mental health support for anxiety, depression, ADHD, and more, serving clients in Georgia and in New Mexico. Services include evaluations, medication management, if you have some, and therapy in a safe and supportive environment, okay? Elevated Minds Behavioral Health is currently accepting new patients in Georgia and in New Mexico for mental health services, including evaluations, medication management, and therapy with convenient telehealth appointments available, okay? What I want you guys to do is go to my Instagram right now and you can book with a nurse practitioner, Bianca, who can help you to get real mental health needs met. She is licensed. You like how I just slid that in there? What the hell was a slid in? That's a real license right there. And she can write prescriptions. She take, okay? So go on up over there because we're going to start having some mental health experts really readily available on our platform. We should have been doing that a long time ago with the caliber of stories that we do so that we can offer support, okay? And so you may be going through a mental health moment now. You need some help. Nurse practitioner Bianca, okay? NP, all right? Head to my Instagram and book your appointment with her now. We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means boldly raise a glass to after the break. 50 cents, RICO. according to his vice president of 12 years that worked for his company. We also got Alexis Skyy scamming off of dead patients, allegedly, okay? She's selling life insurance policy now. Who knew, okay? All this and more coming up right after the break. And T.S. Madison's partner in crime and D.O. Whisperer. We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means Bowling Raise a Glass too. Let's go. This is Bilal part 4 right now.
I believe so.
You are right now in the heat of a serious legal battle between you and Jada Pinkett.
Yes.
I did not think it was going to make it that far.
Nobody.
Because, you know, celebrities have certain privileges and protections.
I have a bunch of information that is not acceptable for court. I do have sexual videos. I do have phone calls. I'm saying this with no alleged or anything. And there's many other tapes that I have.
Why hasn't she sued you back? She said she was going to sue you.
She said that her lawyers told her not to. Of course they told you not to sue me because you have no merit. I dare anybody, Jada, Will, Tyrese, Alfonso, there are other more celebrities in the book. And man, I wish one of y'all, because they know I'm willing to die.
You describing Will from
Tasha, God damn.
I thought that's what you said in the interview. I'm not crazy. But loud.
Okay, so are there tapes that exist? The tape that exists, Will is
closures, frontals, bundles. You want authentic human hair. You guys know I don't wear hair, but I'm gonna recommend you the best. www.fihairllc.com. Best discounted rates ever, and this hair can last years if you take care of it, okay? All you gotta do is wash your hair. www.fihairllc.com. All right, now on for the happy hour segment before we get into T.S. Madison versus D.O. Whisperer, Dominique Morgan, also 50 Cent's RICO, and Alexis Skyy out here allegedly scamming with dead people's information. And she now owns a life insurance practice. Who knew? Who knew? Okay? And don't forget, Bilal is going to be dropping on TashaKLive.com right after this video, okay? So we got a wino that wrote in. All right, remember, we're only reading 2 questions, okay? So we're keeping them short and sweet. And I'm going to give you my unlicensed, unprofessional, untrained, advice, okay? All right, here we go. Hey, sis, you know I am your #1 fan. Clock that. I love you. Thank you so much for accepting my email. I just wanted to know, am I wrong for feeling some type of way about my daughter's father passing when she was 13 months? Her family lives in the city and the state that I live in. They have yet to come around to support her. Yes, she has his last name. DNA was established, and I had a close relationship with the sister. She plays a big part in it, and she's gotten to the point in her life where she's got a business, and I just feel like she's living her life. She doesn't care. The sad part is her auntie is a big celebrity. She knows all about my daughter, and they have been okay with letting me support my daughter alone. My daughter is his last child. She just turned 10 years old. It's been very hard for me, and I just feel like a lot of people don't understand how it feels to struggle and have family right there and never reach out to see if you need help, especially with the loved one that's theirs. Not even that. Who is the better person to tell my daughter about her deceased father but her father's family? Like, where are you all? Am I wrong? I am feeling this way, okay? I don't see here where you've tried to reach out. It sounds like you want them to come to you. Drop that baby off. This your grandmama, your granddaddy, your daddy's sister. I'll be back in the morning. They gonna feed her. They gonna take care of her. If you trust the people, because obviously you obviously trust them. You want your daughter to know them. It sounds like they are, it's just Beyonce people, because Beyonce people good for leaving them extra kids off to the side, them bastard babies, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would just say, just get out your feelings and just build the relationship. If you really want them in your baby life, then make it happen. You're the adult. They shouldn't have to come to you. Go to them. Maybe they don't want you. Maybe they think you don't want nothing to do with them. You just never know what people's perceptions are. And we're in America. We're busy. We got to work. We got to work more than we've ever worked before just to eat and survive. And so, and especially if they have businesses and they seem pretty successful, they got people dependent on them, I think you just need to just open that door unless they tell you to close it. That's it. That's all. Okay. I think you're overthinking it. Unlicensed, unprofessional, untrained therapy. Remember, guys, questions are coming to my email, unWineWithTashaK@gmail.com. After this, we got 50 Cent's RICO and Alexis Skyy allegedly scamming. Let me make sure this is good. I got to skim through these because I don't want to read nothing and then catch a lawsuit. You feel me? So hold on for a second. Okay. Alrighty, so this one is for you too, Jasmine. It says, hey, Tasha and Jasmine, my name is Kay, and I was released from prison camp in August. Yeah, it says, hey, Tasha, hey, Jasmine. Okay? I was released from prison camp in August. From then to now, I've been to countless job interviews and technically was hired 12 times, receiving offer letters from major firms. Since I cannot pass a background check due to my current felony, I have no choice but to open a business to support myself. I've done the training to become certified in my new field and done all the work. Where can I go to acquire a small business grant to incorporate my business? My clients are down to pay, but I cannot legally accept payments without a business bank account. The government does not allow me to have Cash App or Chime. Though those avenues are available to me, any leads would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so you're gonna have to start a business, put the business in a family member's name, and start your business through that, and ask a family member, can you use their name if they trust you, because it sounds like you did something illegal, and that's why you can't have all this stuff. And so just find a family member that you trust, and you let them know, I've been changed, to allow you to start your business. And then grants, I will hold off on that since you're having issues with the government, and prove your business first before you start allowing the government to pay for it, before that family member winds up in jail. I don't know. This is a sticky situation. Why you just can't go work at Applebee's and start a lawn care service? I don't know. Why you got to deal with money? It sounds like they don't trust you with money. What did you do? Who did you steal from? Who did you scam? Come on now. You can talk to me. I ain't going to tell nobody. Moving on, y'all. I'm your unlicensed, unprofessional, untrained therapist. All right, don't forget, Bilal drops tonight right after this, okay? TashaKLive.com if you want to watch part 4. All right, it is an explosive interview. You know, Bilal gives y'all a good time every time. Every time he coming through. It's a party. All right, guys, please make sure you're subscribed to the video, too. Who's next? All right. Oh, Dominique Morgan, the man in the wig, okay? This man in the wig, this does not include the entire trans community. Will y'all stop doing that? Because this person that you're trying to protect here stole from the trans community. So says this indictment, okay? $99,000 was given to Dominique Morgan. That's the male name. Passport says male, ID says male. That's what he's registered as under the prison, especially when he went to prison for 7 years back in the day, okay? And T.S. Madison did business with this man in a wig, okay? Ugly man, by the way. How dare you try to call yourself a woman and you look like that? Anyway, okay? I'm trying to stay focused here. A lot of ugliness on the screen. Now, I told you the reason why the DL Whisperer is sitting in jail is because he came after this one for exploiting the dress that he had on, the wig that he had on, and trying to scam from their community. Because a lot of this is just a check grab. You know what I'm saying? I could just be a man in a wig and just get certain set of size grants and protections and things like that. Things I normally wouldn't get. It's kind of like I'm a celebrity in my own way to the government. And so, but this one got caught taking money that was meant from a grant that he had applied for, Dominique Morgan, to help bail other trans people out of jail. But instead, he took the money and bought a closet to buy big, wide dresses for his big, wide football physique. Okay, and since the indictment, he did reach out to T.S. Madison to open the starter house, and so has helped T.S. Madison to open the starter house. I don't know. I heard that he had gave the first donation to T.S. Madison as a donation. Now, her starter house, from what I'm being told, is not taking government funds, primarily because her sponsor is indicted and sentenced, okay? The sentencing came down on April 29th. We are waiting on the court in Brooklyn to enter an official order, but Dominique did take to his social media that he has me blocked on to speak on this, so just listen up, okay? Yeah.
That indictment happened in October of 2024. The first hearing was in December, and there was a request for a protection order over saying certain people's names. So even people who wanted me to say certain things, they've just been like, I can't, because one, it's not deep enough to get on here and play on my own time to give y'all the tea, and two, I'm gonna do it in my own way, how I wanna do it. So, cutting to a couple of chases of the one, I always knew what was gonna happen today, because that's the only reason that I made the decision I made. I didn't trust the trial. It took me a year and a half to get to the discovery, and I got that in December. And the discovery, because they took it to a grand jury, they didn't just try to charge me or something, it was a grand jury. It was the 3 black trans women that I had supported and helped, that was their evidence. And I'm like, so you want me to go through a trial? You want me to spend another year going through this, fighting these girls in this political fight? And I looked at all the things that I've accomplished in the last year and a half with 2 arms tied behind my back. Before, it was 1 arm tied behind my back. And I'm like, bitch, I'm just tired. I am tired. So what's gonna happen when I walk in here when I get past to Brooklyn? At first, mind you, the context is Dominique took $100,000.
You did.
In December of 2024, they said, we'll just do 6 months in jail. Then in March of 2025, it was just 3 bullets. We'll call it good, $400,000. And now it's 30 days. And it was about 6 months of me waiting that out, because I'm like, it's 30 days, you girls are playing. Like, I just want to be done with it. Ooh, I don't drink, I'm a small girl, just get a little. I just want to be done, and then I can tell the full story of what happened and talk about everything I do. I can lay out the information to people, and then people can make their own informed decisions. And then Tasha K and all that, I was like, I have not had a moment in my life where a bitch could pull my whole card, and I don't know how. A bitch playing on my face, a bitch playing on my time, I don't. That shit stresses me so much. And there's people in my life, there's my loved ones who are just like, well, just do this, just do that. I want peace. I have never enjoyed the life that I moved to Atlanta I had, because from the jump it's been, I was there, I had spent everything I had moved away from everything I know, and I had nothing overnight. Because we had paid everyone a month earlier, because she who shall not be named had an incredible drug addiction, and so to make sure everyone could be taken care of, I paid everyone early, so I didn't even have a fucking paycheck. The whole time I was at my previous employer, I kept it cute because my job was to raise money. So even when y'all were meeting with my boss, you never met with me, Gabrielle. You never spoke to me. The last time you spoke to me is when I texted you after you fired old girl because she bought a house in Puerto Rico. Spent $500,000 on girl pops.
What is he talking about?
That's why you don't have the money to fund to give anybody.
What does this have to do? What does this have to do with you taking off your wig to go turn yourself into a men's penitentiary? What does this have to do with the charges that came down? You trying to say that the other trans women that you were supposed to help bail out of jail lied on you, and they said you falsified documents, but you want to blame Tasha K? You lucky a Tasha K is saying your name. But I'm only going to say male. No, let him keep lying, bro, because I'm going to tell the truth in a second. Y'all just wait for that. Why you trying to whisper like you the deal whisper? Wrong with you? Speak up. man. Go ahead.
My previous employer, I kept it cute because my job was to raise money. So even when y'all were meeting with my boss, you never met with me, Gabrielle. You never spoke to me. The last time you spoke to me is when I texted you after you fired a girl because she bought a house in Puerto Rico. Spent $500,000 on grow pods. That's why you don't have the money to fund to give anybody any services.
Turn this off. He lied. You see the distraction? What does this have to do with your sentencing? Bottom line, Dominique Morgan has, hold on for a second. Dominique Morgan has not been finally sentenced yet as of May 1st, 2026. I was told that he was. It just hasn't been entered. So, New York Web Criminal shows that April 29, 2026 sentencing date was adjourned. Reports investigation was ordered. Morgan has remanded without bail, and the next court date is May 28, 2026. So, I wonder what's going to go on there because I was told that the sentencing came down. Maybe there's some issues they got to work out. I don't know. But I'm going to make sure his mail is at that court date in New York, okay? The scheme was the scheme set up by Todd. Prosecutors said Morgan, foreman executive, this man in a wig, director of the Okra Project, had about $99,000 transferred to his personal account for bail supportive initiative, then used the money for personal expenses instead of bail. The alleged spending included a roughly 19,000 California closets renovation, Mercedes-Benz payments, apparel purchases, meals, and other expenses. Prosecutors also said Morgan submitted fake bail receipts to them for 23 people supposedly arrested in Fulton County, Georgia, and Douglas County, Nebraska, but those people had not been arrested in those counties at the relevant time. They've been arrested, but not when he said he was, and he didn't use the money to bail any of them out, but used the trans status and federal funds to get money to, like I said, go buy football-sized clothes, okay? Now, the court record doesn't show a final sentencing yet, but we will make sure that we're there on May 28, 2026 at 9 a.m. before Judge Danny K. Chun and King's Supreme Criminal Court. You worried about a Tasha K, you need to worry about them locking you under the jail again because you did almost 10 years. Speaking of things being lost, trigger warning. Speaking of things being lost, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. T.S. Madison is withering away. I told y'all this man in a wig had necrosis of the body. Do you see that? So I don't know what weight loss supplement he on, but it couldn't. So the fat around whatever the gasoline is that's in the leg was lost. And all of the lumps that's inside the muscle is there. So he's losing a friend to jail, and he's losing and withering away. But the winos caught this on the live earlier today. This is a fresh picture. This is a fresh picture. What's going on with him down there around there? Y'all on the channel? What's up with him? What's up with him, folks? What's going on? What's up with that leg, dog? Huh? Why is bumping like that? Like, for real? Come on now. I know a friend of mine, and I ain't gonna reveal no names, but they said the first time they met T.S. Madison was down on Piedmont, and he had got out of a car from, I guess, giving, taken in the butt, and got out, took a baby wipe on the sidewalk, wiped himself, and went and got in the next car. And y'all wonder why I didn't eat at the house. I don't care who cooked the food. When I heard that, so I said, what? Got out the car, obviously there was no condom used if you having to clean yourself up and wipe yourself up and then go get in the next car. And y'all saying that thing ain't got nothing. Okay. That's a thing. This is what we trying to protect, this here? The leg don't want to be protected. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. No, it's stank under them. Moving on. All right. So, Alexis Skyy, welcome back to the unWineWithTashaK platform, girl. I heard that you got a new kid. You done went from Christians from selling Gucci, blaming baby daddies, wrong baby daddies for the baby, to now you was in real estate. Then you had a little makeup line, and now you are, whose phone is that? Now you are selling life insurance, okay? Now, I saw the video go viral of her in the office with the smock on, with people taking calls. Jasmine, you got that video? Okay, here's a clip of her selling life insurance. Yeah, go ahead.
Call center, and we're hiring licensed agents and unlicensed agents. If you need a pasture,
licensed and unlicensed. I'm so done. Licensed and unlicensed agents. What do you know? That's how you go to jail. We're hiring licensed and unlicensed agents. It was a smock for me. Play it one more time. It was how she tried to, dress professional. Play it one more time.
Call center, and we're hiring licensed agents and unlicensed.
Alexis, girl, what is you doing? Alexis, hi, Lamine. Mommy miss you. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So, it's my son's bedtime, so we always call when I'm at work. What'd he say? Okay. Now, look at her looking at our professional, unlicensed, and untrained, okay? So, I didn't think nothing of it. I thought it was a skit. I think Jasmine thought it was a skit, but no, it was really real. You have another video of her explaining kind of what she does? Okay, here, this is what she does. Here's the scheme set up by Todd and Coach Stormy and Dominique Morgan. Here you go.
People hear life insurance and they automatically think that.
But in all reality, it's really about the people you love the most.
Hi, I'm Alexis, and I'm a licensed life insurance agent here in the state of Georgia, also the owner of Wealth Builders Financial.
And my name is Fallon. I'm also a licensed life insurance agent. I am the vice president of Wealth Builders Financial.
Our job is to teach you how to protect the people you love most.
And also help you create generational wealth using different products of life insurance.
What are my winos saying in the chat? Listen, it's only in Atlanta. You only see this kind of stuff go down in Atlanta. What other state, Jasmine? Name one. No, New York, they don't do it like this. New York, no, the lady would have been on the curb. I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm out here selling life insurance right now, and I got some bundles too, 2 for the 10. Like, that's how it would have went down. This is different. Guys, please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Take a moment to make sure you do that and like this video while I get this girl on the phone, because apparently, Alexis Skyy was dating a woman in a fade? I don't know. Like, what do you call it? Like a butch? This is the woman, okay? And so, she's no longer Christian anymore. She's changed, okay? She's back on her Brittany Renner. She's outside. Now, a girl went live yesterday and said that her name is Lil Tiff. Now, apparently she can't talk to me, but she's appointed a representative to talk to us about what's going on. Alexis Skyy allegedly received, well, I can't say allegedly because Alexis Skyy admitted to it, right? She admitted to receiving the gifts. So the girlfriend, what's the girlfriend name, first of all? Her name is Roller. Okay, her name is Roller. Okay, this is who Alexis Skyy was like, eat her coochie. Okay, so her name is Roller, and Roller used a dead person's credit card and identity to buy gifts for Alexis Skyy. One of the gifts being a Porsche. Okay, this is Alexis Skyy saying what? Open it up for me, Jasmine, so I can read it. So this is Alexis Skyy saying, thank you, baby. What should I name her? 2025 Porsche. This was last year, okay? So this is what happened. So as you can see, this is a statement from Tiff's mom, because the dead woman is this girl's mom, okay? So the mom is deceased. I don't know how Roller, the girlfriend, got the information to charge up everything and including buying a car for Alexis. Now, Alexis Skyy has since denied it and said that she didn't know that the car was bought with stolen dead people's information. Okay, so give me a second while I get Tiffany's representative on the phone, because Tiffany is lawyering up because she's about to sue Alexis Skyy and anybody connected to her, because they're going to have to return that to sender, okay? Stealing from a dead woman is what I'm being told, okay? So let me go ahead and get this lady on the phone, okay? All right, hold on, y'all, hold on. All right. And she know I'm calling her. Answer the phone. Hey, Connie.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Sorry for calling too late. We had some issues with the live stream, so we were pushed back. Are you able to tell us a little bit about what Tiff...
Are you on TikTok or Instagram?
I'm on YouTube, girl. We ain't on no TikTok or Instagram, girl. No.
Are you on YouTube? Okay, perfect.
Okay, cool. All right.
Because a lot of people said they wanted to watch it, so I'll just post your link after.
We'll give you a clip, and thank you. Post the link, okay? So you know Tiff. Tiff has given you permission to talk to me about what happened. Can you tell us exactly what Tiff is alleging that's going down between Alexis Skyy and her girlfriend?
So, I was friends with Tiff's mom, Latifa. She passed away a couple years ago.
Okay.
Due to DV.
Due to what?
And, DV, domestic violence.
Oh, DV. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
So basically, it goes back to then. The day that she was called to go pick her mom belongings up from the homicide detectives. You're still on the phone.
Hold on. There's some background noise. Can you turn that off?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Okay.
Because I'm in the car.
All right.
So,
all right, go ahead.
It goes back to back then. Basically, she said that day was the day her ex-girlfriend, whose name is Rolla, must have took her mom's Amex in the phone that go with the Amex. She wasn't really paying attention or wasn't paying any mind. She was dealing with a lot. You know, her mom passed away. So fast forward to now, which is 2026. Mind you, her mom passed in 2024. Fast forward to last month, she said her aunt called her and said, you need to check, the papers and check them charges because someone's using the card, the business card, and, her mom's not here. So once she checked, by the time she checked, they used over $300,000. Some of the purchases, which I'll send you the paper. One is from Porsche, which when Alexis Skyy was confronted by me yesterday, she deleted the picture of the Porsche off her page. But she indeed still has the Porsche because someone that's in Atlanta had told me that she just saw Alexis driving in the Porsche. A few was Birkin bags, and then another few was for 2 private jets. And I think she deleted the post when she was on a private jet for her birthday too, because once to put out the all the what do you call them?
The statements. Yeah, the statements.
So then Alexis Skyy DM'd me like, can you not attach my name to it because I didn't know whatever Rolla was doing. I broke up with Rolla a month ago, and but. She broke up with her, but they're still living together, which I don't get that part. So that looks like to me they still deal with each other. And she's just trying to, keep her name away from the situation. And then I got a call from Rolla last night. Rolla didn't care about anything but talking to Lil Tiff. And Lil Tiff is at the point, she's not talking to her. She's over it. She's going to let the law handle it or whatever. Because from what I heard, Rolla was threatening Lil Tiff and things like that. So Lil Tiff, was like, she treated me like I did something to her. So I don't want to talk to her no more. So last night, Rolla called me and we was on the phone for about 2 hours. I was asking her blatantly, why did you do it? What possessed you to send $300,000 off her mom's card? Because mind you, when her and Rolla broke up, he gave Rolla $35,000 in cash and gave her a home care business that they were running. she let Roller have it because she said she didn't want Roller to be like down on her dick, you know, without nothing. And around that time, I was seeing online, Alexis Skyy was in like a Christian relationship, right?
Right.
So it kind of confused me when I figured out that her and Roller started dealing with each other because she kept saying she had a man and a blog the whole time it was a girl. And I knew this because I knew for a fact, though, she was with Roller. But I did hear from Roller friends she prefers to be called a nigga, a dude, I guess. But she's a woman. So when Alexis Skyy was kind of like hiding her in her pictures and her posts and stuff, she was kind of like not really posting her, but like slightly posting her. But it was like, if you knew, you knew. Because Roller's from Philly, so was Lil Tis, or whatever. So I knew people that was hanging around them or whatever. So I played mutual. Like, I really wasn't saying much up until I felt out this happened. I was hearing that Roller was like beating up Alexis Skyy and all that. And then you remember the situation with the who was her assistant? Remember he went to the shade room and said Alexis attacked him with all these people?
Yep, I remember him. I spoke to him too. Go ahead. And what happened?
Yeah. So that was the girlfriend and them that did that. So.
That was Roller.
But they said yes. But they said he hit Alexis. So that's why they beat him up that way.
Okay.
So long story short, as of now, Sis is currently working with authorities to get to the bottom of everything that happened. Because she can't even really tell when it started. Because she showed as little as gas station charges. Like, you was using her car up until basically she caught you. And every time I asked Roller, like, why did you do it? She just kept saying, like, you don't know what Sis did to me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, did she spend $300,000 of your deceased mom's money? She could never answer that. She just was like, I just need to talk to Sis because I've been trying to tell her. So Roller kept making her like, she kept asking Sis to meet up with her and Sis wouldn't. Because Sis is currently engaged to be married to someone else now, a man. And I kind of think that kind of made Roller jealous. And she just kind of did what she wanted to do. She said she was in an effed up head stage and she was just doing stuff. This is what she told me, her words. Because I had a conversation with her.
So was she paying off the credit card to be able to use it for that loan?
Nope.
So American Express let her...
The credit card was connected to the business that they gave Roller. But Lil Tip assumed that, when her mom deceased, everything stopped, everything that was in her name. She didn't really know that, a person can still do that. And Roller had took the phone. You know how when Amex, when you're making a purchase, Amex send a text to the phone or get you to approve it?
Mm-hmm.
So she had the phone too, so she was able to approve the transaction.
Wow.
So I don't know what her and Roller talked about when she confronted Roller, but she was on live, which I'll send you clips of it. She was on live, like, crying and stuff. And she was like, she basically sat on it for a long time, and she came to live yesterday out of nowhere with it. And that was Roller's issue. Roller was like, why would she bring it to Instagram when she knew to last month? And I've been trying to talk to her. I've been trying to pay her back. So I'm like, well, how are you going to pay her back? And she was like, I can give her a whole lump sum now and then pay her off. But Sis was on some shit like, Sis don't want to hear nothing. She's standing her ground like she's going to deal with it the legal way, and she just don't want to hear from Roller. Roller was trying to pay me to take the post down because she was like, I don't think it's fair that you post that and post to Alexis when Alexis didn't know what I was doing. She was just basically accepting gifts. But I feel like if a car is in your name, like you got a whole car, and whether if you get a note on it or whatever, doesn't it come and don't you see the charges on it? Like, don't you see how it's been paid? True. I don't believe Alexis didn't know. Like,
okay.
Because, If a car is in your name and then you're getting a note every month, don't you see the transactions and stuff on it?
Of course. I just never known people to use a credit card to buy a car. That's some new level credit. That's some floating credit type. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, if you know who Tiffany's mother is, you will understand. Her mother had so much. And
okay.
I remember when Big Tiff was living, which her name is Latifah Wade. You can look up her story. That's rival too. We had to her. The story, a lot of stories they putting out is not true. So Tiff is kind of, she's like in court with people for like, you know, telling fake stories on her mom, and then she just got a lot going on. So when this happened, this is just added to her plate or whatever. But I remember when Big Tiff was living, she stated that, like, you know, she had no limit credit card. Like, she had a credit card with no limit, like, basically, like. So I'm guessing that was it or whatever. Because looking at the transactions, I'm like, dang, they didn't stop it at the $35,000 or the Birkin or whatever. Well, apparently it's not a Birkin. Little Tiff said it's a big fat Kelly that she got Alexis Skyy. It wasn't a Birkin, it was a Kelly. And it was like pre-owned. So it didn't come straight from the Hermes store.
Okay, yeah. They got pawn shops for that. Okay, anything else you want to add? Tell Big Tiff we definitely want to talk to her. Or Lil Tiff.
Yeah, so Tiff probably talked to you after she's done dealing with everything, but she's kind of like really not the social media type or whatever. She know that's what I do, like that's my lane. And then she know like I'm friends with her mom. I was friends with her mom and stuff. She know like I was going to speak up for her, basically.
Okay.
And she didn't mind or whatever. And she had talked to Alexis. Alexis sent me text messages between her and Tiff that she contacted Tiff when she found out. And basically Alexis making it like she dumped Roller when she found out and stuff like that. She has a new girlfriend, which I don't believe, because how do you have a new girlfriend and y'all all still live in the same house? That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you, Connie, for calling in. Give Lil Tiff our, our prayers and stuff. I'm sorry that she's having to go through this, but when she's ready to talk about, her mom's legacy as well as kind of what happened, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Mama.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye. What the wino say, child? What I'm... me, I just like to go a bit deeper. If you got a girlfriend that lives in your house that stole a dead woman's information, how much other information is she stealing? If she stole from Lil Tiff, her ex-girlfriend, who gave her a business to be able to take care of herself, what makes you think she ain't looking at the paperwork of you gathering people's information to steal from them? That's why I said alleged life insurance scam, because if you got somebody here already taking dead people's information, it seems like y'all would just be the perfect couple, because you are insuring people using their credit cards and unlicensed and licensed. Tell them, Alexis. Let them know, girl. Tell her. Where's she at, child? Where's she at?
Call center, and we're hiring licensed agents and unlicensed agents. If you need a pastor... Child. Listen, there's a scheme set up by Todd. Okay? Appreciate you, Connie. Okay? All right. Ooh, let me see what y'all talking about in the chat before we get into this 50 Cent RICO. Then we're going to head over to TashaKLive.com for some Bilal wine. We got a lot we're spilling, okay? A lot. Please make sure you are subscribed to this video, all right? Please, all right? All right, so... real quick, I know that was a lot. Okay. Hold on. You see where I'm going, Miss Blue Bonnet? You see where I'm going? Thank y'all so much for the donations. I appreciate y'all and new members, all right? Please make sure you're subscribed. All right, let's get into this 50 Cent RICO. I told you, he has been trying to seal people's life stories and situations that they had with him. He has been trying to blackball people. This is according to these people. I mean, he's in
He's fighting a case now from an, you know what? Jasmine? I can't prove it. I got to go back and look at it, but something just clicked. There's a woman that sued 50 Cent. Bloomberg posted it. Bloomberg Law posted it. No black media sites picked it up whatsoever, but because I read the white publications that came across my desk, that he was trying to seal a survivors under that New York Act lawsuit, alleging that he had did some pretty bad things to a woman that he used to work with or was close with, okay? He ran down to the judge and asked the judge to seal it, saying that it would ruin his reputation and he could lose a lot of money connected to his ad deals and things like that. And he's also trying to challenge the lawsuit because apparently she is going after his company insurance. I don't know who the woman is. I'm gonna find out. They're gonna let me know, I'm sure, after they get their money, if he don't put them on an NDA, because he's notorious for doing that, okay? Buying their life rights and negotiating that so they can't come out and talk. And if they do, he gets to sue them or shut them down or put them on gag orders to help protect his mommy issues, because that's why he doesn't like women in the first place, is because it started with his mom, you know? And so, but he's trying to shut her down, stating that the insurance shouldn't have to pay if if he had filed bankruptcy, if this happened before he filed bankruptcy, which is true, then it should be included in the bankruptcy. So he's having his lawyers open up his bankruptcy to include this judgment that she's trying to get, so that he doesn't have to pay it. He goes around it. He goes around it, okay? He's very good at what he does, but it only can last for so long. Well, his ex-manager, I guess a VP, came out with a lawsuit, and it's structured like a book. Like, it reads like a book. I was just reading this like butter, baby. When I tell you he ain't had time to seal this, and this is in the Northern District of Georgia, Atlanta Division. The woman's name is Monique Mayers, okay? So just bear with me for a second. We're going to get through it. It's really not a lot, but I want to make sure I touch on key details to let you know why he is being sued by this woman and what she is alleging. She was around him for 12 years, and she is alleging that he forced her to commit crimes, okay? All types of crimes. Diddy-like crimes, especially with the bullying and stuff. It ain't nothing really sexual in here, but just the business practices in itself, okay? So real quick, she says, comes now Monique Mayers through undersigned counsel and files this lawsuit against Curtis James Jackson III, okay, AKA 50 Cent. All right. And so she goes on to say, Jackson ran his workplace the same way he built his public persona, through fear, humiliation, loyalty tests, and punishment. Money brought power. Power demanded obedience. Anyone who refused became a target. Now, we see that happen on his social media, okay? Ms. Mayers refused after 12 years inside Jackson's operations. She would not hide property in her own name to conceal Jackson's connection to a transaction during his bankruptcy-related reporting period. She would not file a false police report accusing 50 Cent's driver, bodyguard, Bajar Walters, a.k.a. Monster, of stealing Jackson's vehicle and approximately $600,000 in cash. Ms. Mayers would not lie to police. She would not frame another person. She would not risk federal charges or prison to protect 50 Cent's secrets. Jackson responded with retaliation. He fired her, caused Forbes to retract a career-defining feature about her, and unleashed a years-long intimidation campaign. Over the next 6 years, Ms. Mayers received more than 80 harassing and threatening phone calls and messages. Jackson, who is 50 Cent, also gave her personal number to people trying to reach him, turning her private life into another instrument of retaliation. The message was unmistakable: protect 50 Cent's secrets or use Jackson's words, suffer the consequences. I told you it reads like a book. I ain't never read a lawsuit like that. Normally they state what county they in. And I was like, look at her writing a little novel, okay? Now, Jackson later gave Miss Mayer's name to state authorities, including the FBI. She's saying 50 Cent gave her name to the FBI as a background witness in matters involving alleged fraud and kickbacks connected to his ongoing litigation, both civil and criminal, involving his alcohol brand Skyy Spirits. Didn't Diddy have issues with De Leon and then that whole federal indictment came down? He apparently believed the FBI would only use her as a witness in the civil case. He was wrong. Years later, when 50 learned that Ms. Mayers had been subpoenaed to testify before the grand jury, he lost control. A former insider was now under oath, beyond his reach, and able to expose what he had tried to bury. Within 24 hours of him finding out that she testified before the grand jury, his retaliation escalated. Ms. Mayers received threatening communications, including the message, "You will suffer, fifth." So he kind of abbreviates his name, FIF, okay? Jackson then dragged the intimidation into a court-ordered deposition while Jackson watched on Zoom. Jackson is 50 Cent. His attorney, Ms. Mayers, his attorney questioned Ms. Mayers about the unsolved 2006 murder of Israel Ramirez, an event irrelevant to the case, unrelated to Ms. Mayers, and 1 year before she worked for 50 Cent. That was not discovery, that was a warning. She is pulling a Cassie. You know how the feds read the lawsuits and then they bring cases based off of what's in the lawsuits and they start their investigations? So basically she's naming very specific things that he's done because this is all RICO related allegations. I knew it was only a matter of time, okay? Now, the campaign did not stop on August 3rd, 2024, beginning before dawn. Ms. Mayers received 15 calls in roughly 3 hours including voicemails stating, "Bang, bang, I shot you down." Exactly 1 year later, she received 15 more calls, same date, same count, same pre-dawn timing. Ms. Mayers reported the conduct in court. Judge Melissa Crane stated, "This has never happened in any case I have ever had. This case is about power without accountability." 50 Cent demanded illegal favors because he believed people around him existed to serve his needs, protect his image, and absorb his risk. Ms. Mayers rightfully refused. Jackson fired her. He used texts, calls, threats, and grotesquely outrageous deposition to conduct to punish her, frighten her, and attempt to force her to silence. This action seeks to hold him accountable for every act in that campaign, each of which constitutes a separate actionable wrong, all of which form a single continuing pattern of retaliatory conduct as of the date of filing has never stopped, okay? And so she says she worked for him from October 2007 to March 2019, 12 years. She assisted with his tax strategy, coordinated property acquisitions for him, processed artist payments, handled bankruptcy communications, and served as the operational backbone of G-Unit Records, G-Unit Touring, G-Unit Film and Television, and Skyy Spirits, his alcohol. When Jackson eliminated his vice president and director of operations in 2015 of December, Ms. Mayers absorbed both roles. She assisted with the disbursement strategy of Jackson's $10 million Stars payment. He was trusted, loyal, and indispensable. Why she had to leak that man only got $10 million for power? That's why he couldn't pay his employees, is what she's saying. Why is she saying that? That's why the actors is saying they ain't getting no money because he only got $10 million for Power. How many seasons was Power on? Oh my God, Stars. TV ain't making no money. He would have been better off putting it in, giving it to YouTube or or Netflix, okay? Now, the loyalty ended. We're almost done. The loyalty ended when 50 Cent ordered Mrs. Mayers to participate in illegal conduct. In January 2019, Jackson is 50 Cent, directed Ms. Mayers to place property in her own name for Walter's mother, even though Jackson was funding and controlling the transaction. The purpose was obvious: keep Jackson's name off the asset, avoid another paper trail connecting him to Walters, whom Jackson had wired $168,000 to in December 2018, and concealed the transaction during Jackson's bankruptcy reporting obligations. What am I wino saying? This lady need to call me. Miss Mayers, hi. Call me before he puts an injunction on you or a gag. Please? Please. I see what you're doing here. I see it, okay? Winos are here. Miss Mayers, call me. Now, Jackson then escalated on February 25th, 2019. 50 Cent, through attorney Steve Sava, directed Ms. Mayers to file a police report falsely claiming that Walters had stolen 50 Cent's SUV. Ms. Mayers refused. Walters had permission to drive the vehicle. Filing that report would have required Ms. Mayers to falsely accuse Walters of a crime. The attorney then called back with Jackson and private investigator Tom Rafferty on the line. Only then did the story change. Now all three men claimed Walters had stolen approximately $600,000 and pressured Ms. Mayers to report the stolen vehicle because the money was supposedly connected to it. Ms. Mayers responded by first immediately raising 50 Cent's bankruptcy exposure, reminding the men that Jackson would need documentation on the source of the $600,000 before making any report to law enforcement or the bankruptcy court. She then refused again. Ms. Mayers would not frame Walters, file a false police report, or risk her own liberty to protect 50 Cent's secrets. Some tell me she's just getting started here. This is awarding. Okay, now, hold on for a second. Hold on. After Jackson terminated Ms. Mayers, he did not simply walk away. He moved to destroy her credibility, reputation, and future earning power. Jackson weaponized his attorneys to shut down a forced profile of Ms. Mayers' career by leveling knowingly false allegations of embellishment. The purpose was plain: kill a positive public profile, poison her name in the entertainment industry, and make future employers afraid to hire her. The result was devastating. Despite 12 years of senior operational experience, Ms. Mayers has effectively been blocked from obtaining employment from her experience. Okay, she goes to show text messages and things like that. She got 2 voicemails saying that he said bang bang to her, bang bang again. Let me go. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me make sure. It's a lot of stuff in here, but I'm trying to get to the text messages. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure I read this text message. Who is this? I'm your friend 50. Are you still in San Diego? You have the wrong number. Did he give you this number? Yeah, he did. Is this the wrong number? So basically she's showing that people would call her, I guess because 50 Cent was giving her number away and she no longer worked for him, okay? Hold on for a second. Okay, so she does have the text message that says, you will suffer fifth. Whoever this is, stop texting this number, F that, keep texting then. Who do you think you're texting? Okay, and then 50 Cent posted a post on that day. I am the algorithm. Anyone who chooses to go against the grain will suffer at 50 Cent. So this was a message to her. And you know he does this shit. Like, this is his thing. But it seems like she just knows where the body is buried. And she's alleging a lot of ongoing harassment and things like that. And she's coming for the bag. She knows where the bags are buried. Let me see how much did she put a number to it? Let me see. I don't think she put a number to it. I think she put like 75,000, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay. Nope, she didn't tie a number to it, but this is just getting started. I feel she only put, because, you know, people file lawsuits in phases. So they filed the first lawsuit. They don't want to throw everything out there. And then they want to see how this person responds. And then when this person doesn't respond right, they add more to it and amend it. Me and Bilal was talking about that in the interview, okay, that he did, that we're releasing right after this on TashaKLive.com. You do have to subscribe to TashaKLive.com to see that exclusive interview. It is part 4. I do recommend that you go watch part 1, part 2, part 3, and Adam Smith's interview that is doing very, very well. Right now on the channel, we just released that on Monday night on YouTube. That is a hell of a watch. You guys were like, that was an incredible interview. And we're going to bring more like those, okay? So just make sure you stay tuned and keep those subscriptions on. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And don't forget, guys. Oh, we didn't play the DL Whisperers call? Okay, real quick before we play the DL Whisperers call. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Don't go nowhere, okay? The video was sponsored in part by my own product, Pluvi Active 8 Fasting Drops, okay? I use this to fast throughout the day, appetite suppression to help with losing weight and things like that so I don't get hungry throughout the day, all right? Today, I actually took them in the morning. I took a full dropper. I walked 5 miles. As I walk those 5 miles, I'm on the Activate drops. I'm on my water, of course. That's all I'm drinking. I'm drinking water throughout the day, not hungry. I am doing step ups. So I'll take a park bench and then I'll step up 24 times, 12 on each leg, keep it going, walk where I gotta walk back. You guys can see the results here, okay? And so I love these drops. I've been taking them for about 2 years, all right? And like I said, it is a natural product, okay? Natural product. It ain't gonna cause your stomach to freeze and then you burping up food and food don't digest. None of that. These are plant extracts, okay, with a little metabolic help that I combine with it, and it's called Pluvi Activate. Use my coupon code TK10 to get 10% off your first order. Now on to the DL Whisperer. Sorry, y'all, this is a long show. Look at me, I'm ready to go home. I'm like, it's Friday. Y'all waiting on that Bilal interview, but the DL Whisperer is still in jail. He called my producers today. We should have ran the DL Whisperer right when we were doing the T.S. Madison thing. I don't know how we forgot that, but it's all good. So he spoke with my producer today about his condition. We got a recording. We're going to go ahead and play that here right now. Go ahead, Jasmine.
So the update is I have been indicted, so court will be coming up. So right now I'm just focusing on, doing a peaceful protest, getting more character witnesses to attest and witnesses to attest to the things that happen over social media, and just trying to ultimately clear my name through all of this corruption, because I'm sure you've been kind of seeing all of the stuff that I've been posting about, the plea deals that I've been offered, and just what I'm going through in the jail. So I'm really just focused on, again, clearing my name, getting more people, because right now the situation looks very one-sided. People, the courts don't really know what's going on because I haven't been able to submit any evidence up until this point that we're going into the discovery. So I'm just really focused on people being aware of what's actually going on and not running with the social media narratives that people are paying to put out. Let's be clear, because a lot of these narratives are they're blogs and stuff being paid to talk about me and put out false narratives. So just trying to get the truth out.
Understand. And so tell us about the peaceful protest that's happening in downtown Atlanta.
Yes, so the Free Coin and Protect Real Women. So the protest is essentially just another way for people to know what I'm about as far as how I'm here to protect women. It has nothing to do with trans women. Let me say that, because I feel like a lot of people keep trying to make my platform and the things that I talk about trans women. It has nothing to do with them. It's going to be in downtown Atlanta, May 16th, and essentially the women are going to come together and, talk about things that need to be talked about as far as healthcare and other things that women need as far as, empowering women. And of course, talking about how they can get me free, because, a lot of people are ready for me to get out and they know that I'm facing a bunch of corruption. So the protest is essentially to bring media coverage and just coverage to my story overall. So that way people that might not know about it can know about it, and people could possibly even help, because a lot of people don't know the actual truth. So we're just trying to get more coverage so we could find people like lawyers and legal people and even people that have been harassed by, the person that is doing all of this to me, because I'm going to need witnesses and character witnesses and, people that can attest to a lot of the stuff that I got to say.
I understand. And when is your next court date?
My next court date is June 2nd.
Okay, June 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we appreciate you and your update and you coming up with the idea of having this peaceful protest to empower women. That is a wonderful idea. Is there a way that they can contribute to you directly? Is there a GoFundMe or any way that they can help you out?
Yes, so I still have my GoFundMe. That's the same link that I've been posting for a couple of months. They also can contribute through jailatm.com. You would just look me up by my inmate number, which is 17373. And, they can donate, they can send commentary, and, just however they feel like they want to support. As far as the protest, I really, really hope that, people, especially politicians and people that have platforms, show up or, they help me promote it because, again, I am trying to get as much awareness to this issue as possible.
Okay, and tell us again the location of this event on the 16th of May.
It's going to be at Olympic Park, downtown Atlanta, and it'll probably end. It's supposed to end at the Capitol building, but we're still working that part out. But it's going to start at Olympic Park.
Okay, all right. Well, we will all show up and show out. So thank you so much for the update. I appreciate it. Anything else you'd like your supporters to know?
I just want them to know that I really appreciate all of the continued support, and I appreciate all of the people that, care about me and that are posting in support of me. And, even I pray for the people that don't like me because at the end of the day, I wouldn't wish jail or felonies on anybody, especially wrongfully. So I just appreciate everybody for all of the support, whether they praying, whether they donating, whether they're sending me letters in jail, because a lot of people do send me stuff in jail. So I just appreciate all of that. And, I love them and tell them to just keep putting God first because I'm going to keep praying for myself. And, this isn't over with. I'm going to continue to fight for myself. I never give up. So, just letting them know that the fight is on. And when I say a fight, I'm not saying a physical fight because people keep twisting my words. I'm just saying the fight for my freedom and my perseverance is still on.
Well, thank you, Quan. We wish you the best and keep your head up in there, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, so the DO Whisperer does have a GoFundMe if you guys want to support his legal fund. So far, he's already raised $20,000 of $50,000. You can actually go to GoFundMe, and it's under Naquan Palmer. Naquan Palmer. Peaches, I'm going to link this to you right now. So, I could actually put it in the chat right now. Hold on for a second. Let me do some work around this. You feel me? Did y'all enjoy tonight's show? You said I sound louder than usual? Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Hold on for a second. Why is it not letting me post this GoFundMe link? That's crazy. Hold on. Peaches, I need you to post this GoFundMe link. I do. All right, any questions for me before we wrap this up? Any questions, guys? Oh, the number, okay, that I dreamt about was 316 for you guys to play. 316. That's the number you need to play. The last two numbers I gave y'all, 433, and I forgot the other number. Hit. The winos were like, I hit. Even if they're not in order, because you guys know you get different prizes, monies on how it's played. But as long as you got the three numbers, you got the three numbers. So the number is 316 that I want you guys to play. And DM me if you win, okay? I need to know. I really, really need to know. Somebody said, Tasha, your energy is different. What's wrong? What did you mean? What do you mean my energy is different? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Jasmine, is that good or bad? That's what I said. I said, normally Jasmine know when I got hell in me, child. She knows. She be like, oh, shit. She's slamming doors around this mother. That's all I do, slam doors. And then come back in and say, I'm sorry. Listen. Am I coming to Cincinnati on my next tour? I don't think Cincinnati is on it. I think Cleveland is, but not Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken. Don't get me to line. Don't get me to line, okay? You said you about to call your daddy 316? Yep, 316 is what you need to play. Y'all can ask me some questions because I ain't going to be back until Monday. Yep. Please make sure y'all subscribe to the second channel. The third channel is called Tasha K Lifestyle, TKL, Tasha K Lifestyle, because we got interviews that's going to be dropping over there starting next week that are good. Very, very good. We're interviewing single men on why they are single. When I tell you these stories are so messy, bro. Like, at first I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know if the men were going to open up. But when I tell you they with all the shits, and they are exposing names and businesses of women they done mess with, and I was like, you know these women gonna hit me back. I don't care. Like, they are really telling their business. And they heterosexual men. Please subscribe to Tasha K Lifestyle. TKL is a third YouTube channel, okay? Please. Because you do not want to miss these messy-ass interviews. I mean, they are so good. I'm like, I cannot believe you guys are sharing this. Y'all saying men don't talk and don't communicate? Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, okay? The other number, yes, was 433. 433, okay? All right. You said put the other channel in the chat. They got it. They got it. Miss Blue got it. Miss Blue got it. Let me pin it. I'm going to try to pin it. Okay, so I'm just chilling with y'all for a second before we head over and watch Bill. I don't never do this with y'all, so I do this with Tasha K Live. We do our Zooms. Matter of fact, on Monday, TashaKLive.com, we are Zooming for 4 hours, so be ready, okay? I got a lot to tell you in that Zoom as well, too. So you do have to subscribe to TashaKLive.com to get on the Zoom, to interact with me and the other winos. It's like a block party. Come as you are, whether you're at work, wherever, you smoking, you drinking. I don't care what you're doing. You just show up and show out, okay? And the Zooms be thick. The guys are gossiping. The guys are gossiping. Jasmine, you got a lot of people that applied. Jasmine's going through them and vetting them and making sure that they're truthful and they're articulate. And the ones, we got 3 so far, and all 3 of them, even my husband is like, I cannot believe they talking like this. He's like, I cannot believe they talk. I said, believe it, run it, let's go. I said, let's go. I said, we're going to break the internet with this. I'm telling you. The reason we're putting it over there because it's lifestyle content. It's not celebrity gossip content. It's just based on people's lifestyle. So if you are a single guy and you want to talk about it, why you are single, what had happened, how were you raised, please go to itstashak.com. Itstashak.com. Hit casting and you can apply there. Okay. We're also casting for people who have had voodoo put on them or any spiritual warfare they've gone through, or if you've had dynamic transformations under spiritual organizations or churches, please go to itstashak.com/casting. All right. Don't forget, 433-262 were the numbers. Thank you, Azalicia. I appreciate that. Also, y'all better not run off my single men. They got wine to spill. Don't do that. Don't do that. And they coming with receipts and names and locations and shit. I said, ooh. This ain't no dating show. This is their side of the story, pretty much, okay? Also, guys, I got a few spots left for my advertising membership called Make It Mogul, okay? It is an advertising membership for businesses who are established, but you don't have a budget to properly advertise and, to be able to make money in your sleep. You got to advertise around the clock. That's why you guys always see ads over here. You see ads on all of my social media platforms. And the reason you see them all the time and why the business owners don't go nowhere is because they're making money. Okay? A lot of money. I can't say how much they're making because every business is different, but when you keep telling people about your business, eventually they're going to get interested. And science says that they need to hear an ad at least 7 times before they consider to buy. Okay? And so that means 7 ads. And so through my advertising membership, I'm only accepting 30 to 50. We only got like 10 slots left, if I'm not mistaken. It closes May 10th. May 10th, we're not accepting no more people. So you got to take this serious, take it now, okay? And so normally I charge like $5,000 to $10,000 for these packages. We're only doing $1,000 because you guys are up and coming businesses, and you guys need that to give back. And I love entrepreneurs. We're gonna use us as well as the winos and everybody else to help to maximize sales and point people to your particular business. Okay, so go to itsTashaK.com/mogul making. itsTashaK.com. Click the mogul making to apply. You do have to set up an appointment with my digital sales rep to make sure that you actually got a business and a service that the winos and beyond will buy. No scams, no nothing like that. These are real businesses that we're vetting, okay? Hold on for a second. Hold on. The dating show is on TashaKLive.com, okay? It's called Do You Like Me? It's on TashaKLive.com. Also, what else do I need to say, Jasmine? Oh, we got a book club. If you're an author and you want advertising, okay, we actually got a book club, a private book club as well as a public book club. Please go to itsTashaK.com/book club. All right, and apply. If you have a book that you want advertised, just let us know and we'll, get it circulated and we'll start reading it ourselves, okay? I gotta go, guys. I got to go. Bilal's interview just dropped on TashaKLive.com right now. Don't forget, guys, to stock up on your health and wellness products, skincare products, liquid vitamins. I only do liquid vitamins because they are highly absorbable, okay? And they get into your system fast, unlike a capsule. So we got the sea moss drops, we got the oil of oregano, which you could take at the site of or at the feeling of any type of sickness, whether viral or bacteria, okay? And it will shorten it. If not, get rid of it, okay? Please, don't take my word for it because I'm not allowed to say that, but I'm just telling you what it does for me, okay? Ain't nobody trying to catch no Coach Stormy charges around here. I'm just telling you, and you can look at the reviews for yourself and determine that on your own, okay? Are the numbers lottery numbers? They are, okay? I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off. Don't forget, we're heading over to TashaKLive.com to the chat. Bilal is live right now being messy as hell. Messy as hell. You want to watch that interview? Go to TashaKLive.com, all right? TashaKLive.com. Now I'm out. I'm about to go eat me some catfish. Bye!
Hey, let me ask you a question. What if you could prevent illness before it starts? Your eyes already know the answers. Iridology reveals inflammation, digestive stress, immune imbalances, and much more before symptoms appear. For small businesses and certified wellness professionals, book the Eye Candy Workshop, unlock low-cost coverage, and around-the-clock physician care, free prescriptions, mental health support, and much more for your organizations and their families. Hi, I'm Coach K. Visit KalimasDigitalPractice.com and apply today.
Hi guys, my name is Taniki Brown, and I've been a nurse for over 20 years. I'm here to introduce to you Aftercare Allies. Aftercare Allies is a nurse concierge service, and a nurse concierge is someone that offers highly personalized care in the comfort of your home or workplace. Here at Aftercare Allies, we offer post-surgical care, IV infusion therapy, medication management, weekly wellness checks, and we also act as a liaison for our elderly clients. So I can take your elderly mom or dad to the doctor's office. I'll call you when I take them back home to say, hey, this is what occurred. They have a doctor's appointment coming up. This is what they need to do. Or I have bundled packages where I can go in weekly or daily, do wellness checks, do their vitals, check out the home environment, make sure that their home environment is safe for them. If they're not able to administer their own medications, that's where I come in. If they have injections and they're not able to administer their injections, that's where I come in also. So that's some of the services that we offer. Feel free to give me a call, 917-757-9042, or you can reach me at www.aftercareallies.com. Thanks, guys. Bye.
We don't get enough liquid D3. We don't get enough vitamin D. And so I personally have to supplement this particular vitamin D that I travel with all the time, and I make sure that I never run out of, is 10,000 IUs, gluten-free, vegetarian, as a vitamin E and vitamin C base, okay? And so it's very highly absorbable. There are some fantastic reviews on shoptkdeals.com of women who claim that they couldn't even lift their arms And by taking vitamin D3, which helps your body to absorb calcium, and the calcium feeds the bones, they can now raise their arms, they're less pain and things like that.
Hi winos, how you doing? I'm the founder of Wild Sugar Braid Products and Wig Install Products, and these products were designed for the individual that wants professional grade products. That is a DIY individual. You can do it anywhere and anytime that you want, all on your own and no waiting. Find us at www.wildsugar.com. Bye.
They called her the pride of Suffolk, undefeated, unbreakable. A black woman who turned fists into hope in a city built to deny both. Adele Johnson fought for money. She fought for family. She fought so her people could stand taller where they were told to stay small. Then she fell in love, Harold, and she laid the gloves down. That's when the city turned on her. Her father died suddenly. The men who ran Suffolk decided she wasn't allowed to walk away. The Chamber of Commerce fixed the fight. They needed her broken, not victorious. Now the future of an entire black community rests on one woman who has already lost everything. Adele Johnson is coming. Will you be ready? Bulky, Awkward, Beautiful by Julius Kane.
When we're stressed out about anything, including debt, there's so many other detriments to our lives, our health, our family, our friends, all can see it on us. And then when you become debt-free, you can start focusing on things that truly make you happy. It really is true happiness. I've had many individuals make up with family members after going through bankruptcy because they don't have the stress. It really changes your mindset, and it allows you to have the freedom, the mental freedom, to take care of what's really important. And I certainly recommend it for everybody because, as we all know, life is too short.
All right, winos, after months of planning and negotiating, I am excited to announce that shoptkdeals.com is now extended to you. If you are a creator like myself, or maybe you're just a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you're just someone that just wants to make passive income as well as main income, shoptkdeals.com now offers that invitation to you. So which means you can become an affiliate partner and make anywhere from 30 to 40% on each sale that you make on shoptkdeals.com, okay? And so listen, I'm excited to work with you guys. I'm excited to train you guys. Not only will I be training you, we'll be hosting webinars, sales calls, and all that to make sure that we're all successful and we keep all of these brands happy. So I want you guys to stop what you're doing now. Go on over to the website, shoptkdeals.com, hit join my sales team, and I will see you guys on our sales call, okay? This is Bilal part 4 right now.
I believe so.
You are right now in the heat of a serious legal battle between you and Jada Pinkett.
Yes.
I did not think it was going to make it that far.
Nobody.
Because, you know, celebrities have certain privileges and protections.
I have a bunch of information that is not acceptable for court. I do have sexual videos. I do have phone calls. I'm saying this with no alleged or anything, and there's many other tapes that I have.
Why hasn't she sued you back? She said she was going to sue you.
She said that her lawyers told her not to. Of course they told you not to sue me, because you have no merit. I dare anybody, Jada, Will, Tyrese, Alfonso, there are other more celebrities in the book, and man, I wish one of y'all, because they know I'm willing to die.
You describing Will from
Tasha. Damn.
I thought that's what you said in the interview. I'm not crazy. But loud.
Okay, so are there tapes that exist? The tape that exists, Will is